ending. Now, if you notice, all these styles are broken down into different parts. You have variations, A, B, C, and D, which are different parts of the same style. So as you notice, when I went from A to B or C, something new added as I went along the way. You also have fill-ins, fill-in 1, fill-in 2, and fill-in 3, and your break. Now, the user assignable tabs on the bottom of the screen, 1 through 5 or 6 through 10, can be assigned for different parts. You have a master fill-in button here, and you can actually pick the individual fills, fill in 1, fill in 2, fill in 3, fill in 4, right there on the screen. Or if I scroll to the next page, break 1, break 2, break 3, or break 4 right there. I also have a very nice, interesting feature called Write Boost. What that does is it permits me to instantly turn up the volume of the right hand. So in case it's time for me to take a solo, someone says, "Hey AJ, take a solo right there." I'm not messing around with volumes and trying to get my keyboard to sound louder than the other instruments. All I have to do is tap on the right boost, and it bumps up the volume of the right hand side. So that gives you an idea of some of the style controls. I want to go through a couple of styles again just to give you a feel for what we have out there. R&B Ballad 2 is a very nice style, which I believe is found on page, there we go, page 2. And I want you to listen again to some of the realistic drum and bass lines and what the machine is actually doing. You can also feel how AUDYA interacts with how I play the AUDYA. So at each and every moment of time when I'm playing the AUDYA, what's happening is AUDYA is looking at my chord progressions. It's also picking up my lead parts and how I play, my experience. So I can play a song and somebody else can play that same song with AUDYA, and it will sound a little bit different because we're not the same players. We all have different emotions and different techniques of playing. Well, that's what the AUDYA is actually capturing, and that's why every time you play something it sounds a little bit different, and that takes away from the redundancy of having a drum machine playing the same thing over and over and over again. But just take a listen to this. And assign the different values for the left and right speaker for that particular part. You can go into mute and you can instantly mute the parts as you're playing. I can mute chord 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, or bring them back in again. When you mute a track, it's an asterisk or like a star right next to the volume part to tell you that to show you that it's been muted or it's not being used anymore. Now, one of the good features about the Ketron OS 2.0 for the AUDYA is the interaction with the main screen. Before, let's say you wanted to select a voice or you wanted to select a style, you have to go in through one of these buttons over here to go into your category and then select the voice. But now, with the way the screen is laid out, everything is so simple and it's bigger fonts too. For example, style right there. That's the style. Where is it from? Pop, from the pop category over here. The name of the style on the bottom, that's the volume of the style, and this is the arrangement right now, which arrangement button the style is in. Right hand side of the screen tells you right. Where is it from? Saxophone category. What's the name of the voice? It's the sweet alto sax, and that's a preset. It's one of the preset voices in there, and its volume is also set at 63. If I want to change the style instantly, simply hit F1, change the style, put in the new style I want, let's say 98 pop, hit exit, and that's the style right there with its own values. If I want to change the right hand voice, simply hit F6, pick the next new voice, exit, and it's right there. If I want to change the second voice, hit F7, select the voice, exit. If you want to change the left voice, hit F8, change it, exit, and get back there too. Now, as you're noticing, I'm pressing the exit button to get back to the default screen, but there's a feature on here as well which actually allows you to set the delay time. In other words, how many seconds before the screen returns to the default screen. And that's under the menu, keyboard control, and you go to page 2, utilities, and right there go to page 2, which is the next page, and you can see main view on, switch time is off right now, so it's instantaneous. If I change that to, let's say, 1 or 2 seconds, I can leave it that way. Now, when I get back to my default screen, if I hit F1, I want to change the style. Let's say I'll hit pop. Back to your regular style in 2 seconds. If I want to change the saxophone or the voice, hit this, change my voice to say guitar, rock lead, and in 2 seconds after the last action, it goes back into my default screen. Another very interesting feature on here is the lyrics, and that allows you to type in on your Microsoft, on your Word, or on your Mac, any lyrics in the text format, extension .txt. And when you're playing your songs or you're playing your styles, you can instantly hit F10 lyrics, and the right section of the screen here, right portion, will display the lyrics of your song as you're playing. So that way, you at any given time, you're actually in real-time view of what's going on the machine. Again, I spoke about these 2 buttons over here. You can go forward and have them to be your break 1, 2, 3, or 4, or backwards to fill 1, 2, 3, or 4. Or you can have them user assigned. So I can go to user assignable, user tab for 1, preset 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and assign the different tabs or the different buttons the way I see fit for different features as well too. Back to my default screen. Now, another feature we're going to talk about is extensively too is the player. The AUDYA has incorporated a dual player in the sense that it can play 2 WAV files instantaneously. It can play 2 MP3 files instantaneously, or it can play 2 MIDI files instantaneously. The player buttons over here on this section of the screen are directly attached to the respective folders in the hard drive. So for an example, if I press the WAV button, it's going to take me right into the WAV folder in the hard drive, and I can scroll through and figure out which song I want to listen to. So for an example, if I want to listen to, let's say, the clean live guitar sound, or pick something that's going to be a little bit more interesting, Age Rock, okay, hit enter. Again, this song happens to have the karaoke, the words, the text files associated with it. Now, a good feature is I can use the lead on and off and take out the lead voice on this song as well. Lead on right here with F1, hit that, lead mute, and the words are all gone. Most of it anyway. Now, remember, that's a WAV file, that's audio. I can transpose that. Still going on, audio file. Bring it down, change the tempo. Okay. Now, I can get out of here, for example, get back in. Let's say I want to play a MIDI file. Hit the MIDI button, C, MIDI file. These are all my MIDI files within the machine that I have right now. Select it and press play. Or enter, sorry. Again, I can transpose the MIDI file instantly, up, down. I can change the tempo, maintain the pitch. That's nothing new. Okay, now I can go into my MP3 folder, for example, and let's say I want to play, let's see, Big Band. Hit enter. Again, remember, each one of these have their own folders. So actually, I could be playing this song right here, and I want to hit crossfade. I'm going to go in again to the same folder and pick another one, Big Band 2, hit enter, and watch the machine crossfade instantly from the first to the second MP3. Okay, MP3 number 2, go to dance, MP3 number 1, crossfaded automatically. In the player folder now, in the MIDI section again, I can go in, select the MIDI file, press play. I can manually crossfade myself. So this is very good for somebody who is using the AUDYA for pretty much everything. If you want to take a break, I can go into the player function and select a WAV file or a DJ loop or an effect or an MP3 or a MIDI file and actually add that and incorporate that into my music while I take a break from playing.